Your Excellency, the responsibility that we have also goes with accountability. The constitutional commissions and independent offices have granted immense mandates and powers, hence the need for accountability. As they discharge these powers, we must ask ourselves whether we are sufficiently giving back for all the privileges and the powers that we enjoy. Are we delivering services to our people? And unfortunately, there is no clear oversight structure in place that ensures accountability regarding how constitutional commissions and independent offices carry out their mandates. I will bring to your attention that on 15th April 2014, that is about 10 years ago today, a 5-judge bench of the High Court delivered a judgment in a case of Judicial Service Commission versus the Speaker of the National Assembly and 4 others, and made the following pertinent observation and recommendations, and I quote, "The Constitution has brought fundamental changes in the governance structure of our country, including through the introduction of no less than 12 new constitutional commissions and independent offices. Their number and the complexity of overseeing these new institutions with their new important yet diverse functions means that there is a need for Parliament to be innovative in order to efficiently carry out its oversight role over these new entities, so as to realize real benefits for the people of Kenya, and further, in order to facilitate better working relationship between organs of state that enhance performance of their respective constitutional mandates for the people of Kenya." The court made the following recommendations. 1, Parliament to consider establishment of a special committee within Parliament dedicated to oversight all the independent offices and commissions. 2, Parliament considers developing an appropriate structured oversight model that takes into account and facilitates strategic and structured scrutiny of state organs by Parliament with the aim of advancing our constitutional democracy, enhancing service delivery, and better quality of life for the people of Kenya. It is now 10 years since these recommendations were made by the High Court, of the need for the country to put in place a structured mechanism for oversight of the constitutional commissions and independent offices, including through establishing a committee of the National Assembly to undertake this role. However, this has not been done to date. It is time this recommendation is implemented to ensure that full spectrum of constitutional expectation of independence and accountability is realized with respect to the operations of independent institutions. It is also important for each constitutional commission and independent office to come up with internal accountability mechanisms. For example, at the Judicial Service Commission, we've been discussing how we can come up with a mechanism for evaluation of the commissioners to enhance accountability, much the same way as it is done by the state corporations, by the Inspectorate of the State Corporations and the State Corporations Advisory Committee. There is nothing that oversights the constitutional commissions and independent offices. We have not gotten there as Judicial Service Commission, but I believe this is the best forum to come up with a resolution so that we have a standard and coordinated approach to measure performance as Chapter 15 institutions and independent offices. In addition, coming with such a mechanism will enable us comply with a judgment by the 5-judge bench of the High Court that I have just referred to. Your Excellency, at the Judicial Service Commission, we have also come up with operating procedures, practices that guide us in every aspect of the mandate of the JSC. That is a best practice that can be emulated by other Chapter 15 institutions to enhance accountability. But we are also open and continuously learning from the other institutions. Recently, we invited the Public Service Commission to also come to our aid in terms of our own evaluations. This is shared responsibility. To conclude, Your Excellency, the collaborative approach envisaged in the Constitution is that what is expected is for all of us to work together in a coordinated manner so that we are not sabotaging one another, but we are supporting one another. We must all strive to engage in interinstitutional dialogue and cooperation focused on mutual respect as expected in collaborative governance process. The AG has eloquently spoken about independence and interdependence, and that is one theme area that I believe we will be able to navigate during this 3 days conference and come up with a framework that can inform the public that no one institution can succeed if they work in a silo. But we must jealously guard our independence when we work together so that no one institution is compromised. It is